Hey, I'm Brooke. My friends and I perform spooky stories on our podcast 13. 13 is a movie for your ears with immersive sound design and music from our composer. And we're not reading you the same old ghost stories from Reddit. With original stories from our in-house writers and submissions from up-and-coming authors, 13 will make you smile, break your heart, and have you wishing for a nightlight. Atmospheric, slow burn, always spooky, and sometimes sexy. Our friends are some of the best voice actors and writers in our little corner of the podcast industry. So if you want to find out why those figures in black keep meeting by the water just before dawn, why you should never sleep in a room with an empty chair, or why you hear faint music echoing from the abandoned mall, join us by following 13 wherever you're listening right now. That's 13, the word, not the number, all spelled out. Bridget Howard keeps asking for my teeth. Wherever you get your podcasts.
Just turn on the recording and then we can get started.
Yep.
Time is 00:30 on the 26th of June. 2023. Can we just introduce ourselves for the recordings? So this is DCI McAllister talking on the phone with
Kira Carlson.
Okay. Look, I'll just explain. This phone call is a police interview in relation to the death of Dr. Andrew Fairfield. So my aim is to establish accounts from everybody stationed at Bowers Wilson to try and gain an understanding of the circumstances surrounding his death and to establish the course of his dying. You're not suspected of committing any offence at this time, and as such, you're not under arrest. And this interview is not being conducted under police caution. Do you understand all that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Great. Thanks. Can I call you Hira?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. And listen, please call me Tessa or Tess, whichever's fine. Okay. So, Hira, maybe talk me through the evening from your side of things.
Which evening?
The evening in which Dr. Fairfield went missing?
Okay. Yeah. I just want to say first, I don't really like parties.
No, me neither. But, so you didn't go to the party at all?
Yes, at the beginning, just for a little bit, but so that people would think that I was there. But then I went back to the hydroponic room.
Right. When you were there, did you eat at all?
Yeah. No, I had supper, yes.
And would that be in the canteen, would it?
Yeah.
So how long do you estimate you were actually there then at the party?
Not very long.
Okay. Can you remember what time you left?
I left around 7:30.
Uh-huh. And then when you left the party, could you tell me your movements?
I went to the hydroponic room.
And what route did you take to get there?
It's only one direct route from the canteen, so I probably went via the bathroom because I normally wash my hands before and after I eat. So
very sensible. Did you see anyone on this journey then?
No one. No, I think most people were still in the party.
And how long were you there then with the hydroponics?
I don't know, most of the evening.
Okay. Did anyone come in during your time in there, in the hydroponic room?
No, thankfully. I mean, until Johan and Maria, they came to ask if I'd seen Drew.
And what time was that?
I don't know, a short while after 11, I think, if I remember rightly.
Did you leave the hydroponics room at all then, before 11?
No, but I did leave after they asked me about Drew.
And where did you go then?
To my room, obviously.
And then what did you do?
I went to bed, to sleep.
So when did you hear the news about Drew?
The next morning. Yeah, so because I sleep with brown noise, So I didn't hear anything, like any commotion. So Luca told me when I went for breakfast the next morning.
Okay, to summarise, if I may, you went briefly to the party, to be seen mostly, and to eat something.
Hmm.
You then went to the hydroponic room alone. You were in there for almost 4 hours, again on your own, and then you went to your room to sleep. Is that about right?
Yes,
Oh, sorry here. Can I just ask, are you left or right-handed?
left. Why? Why does that matter?
Oh, I'm just asking everyone the same question at the moment. Um, is it normal for you of an evening to spend so much time alone?
These days, yes.
Oh. So what do you do when you're on your own? What do you do in the hydroponic room?
I was sitting sewing.
Yeah, I've heard about your embroideries.
Well, whoever told you should be minding their own business. So who told you?
Oh, listen, it really doesn't matter who told me.
People think it's all passive aggressive behavior.
I mean, it is, isn't it?
But the fuck it is. You spent 6 months banged up with these people, and you're doing well if the worst is a few sarky embroideries. I should get a medal for self-restraint.
Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine what it's like.
Keep it that way. Just imagine it. Do not be tempted to experience it.
Oh, don't worry here. I'm not planning to apply to Winter Rover anytime soon. I can assure you.
It's none of their business anyway. My needlework is mine. I'm not publishing it or anything, fucking snoopers.
Hmm. Is that what you feel, Hira? You feel people are snooping on you and trying to intrude on your life?
I suppose not. I mean, apart from Mr. Fortin.
You mean Greg Fortin?
I'm on a shatty pit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're not on first name terms with him then?
It helps to keep distance.
And has that been a problem with Mr. Fortin?
No, I don't mean distance. I mean like, I mean a sense of what we are to each other. If you know, I'm not his friend. Okay, we're not friends, not buddies, not anything.
But did he want to be your friend?
Everybody wants to be everybody's friend. Just this place.
Hira, I suppose what I'm asking is, did Greg Fortin want to be more than a friend to you? That's what I'm meaning.
He yes, he did.
Right. And was this something you wanted to respond to?
Night talk. No, thanks. That's yeah.
Can I ask you, was it acceptable, the manner in which he approached you? Did you feel?
Good question. It depends where you stand on the patriarchy, the whole hashtag Me Too thing, and whether the same rules apply here and all that.
And where do you stand? I mean, with what Mr. Fortin did, where do you stand with how you think he behaved?
Well, texts were one thing. The messages, even little scraps of paper shoved under my door, like all of that, I can zone out.
But was there more?
Okay, would you believe? Fan helt jävligt. This was the worst. He sat himself outside of my room. Yeah, like outside of the door, right there on the floor in the corridor. I could hear him breathing.
What was he trying to do? Was he trying to come in?
He was making me a garland.
Sorry? Sorry, here. You need to explain that to me.
No, I can't explain him. No,
But
I don't know.
A garland? Did you say?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you mean by a garland. Sorry, here.
So he does like this whole paper folding origami thing. So he can make these roses out of paper with his fingers. It's like a trick. So he thinks it's a trick.
And that's what he was doing outside your room.
Yeah. He told me he wanted to do something special for me.
What? A garland?
You know that sort of like flower vine around my doorway?
Okay. Yeah, go on.
I waited. Yeah, and the breathing went away, and I opened the door, and voila, there it was.
And Mr. Fortin had gone, had he?
Yep. It was his token to me, like a present.
How long do you think he was outside your door?
How long he was outside my door?
Yeah.
I don't know. Way too long.
Uncomfortable, yeah?
It was creepy. That's what it was. It was creepy. Like, it was like he was imprisoning me inside of my room, like like I'm fucking Rapunzel or something, you know. Who's he to do that to me? So what, he's going to be Prince Charming to come and rescue me and get to have his way with me as his reward?
Yeah, I've always had a problem with those fairy tales as well. Here, I understand you. Could you tell me, what did you do next after that?
I tore it down, of course. Smushed it all up and put it in a bin. And the bin in the kitchen where there's food and muck and stuff. I just wanted it to get like ruined with muck and shit.
You were angry, were you?
Ugh. I'm still angry.
Right.
You know, it was better when he was just talking to me, like messaging, and saying that we should have a thing. At least that's normal, sort of.
Well, you didn't mind that? You didn't mind the messaging?
You know where you are. But it's tiring, repetitive, and stupid, and that whole thing, sitting there, like thinking I have to have roses around my door. Fy faen, instead. No way. He's a fuck arse.
Okay, and so did you tell him to...
Idiot there down there.
Well, did you tell him to stop, Hera?
I couldn't. Don't you understand that? You make it sound like it was my responsibility. Why the fuck should I say something? I didn't start it. I didn't ask for it.
No,
it's not like... Why do I have to be the one to take the fucking steps?
No, Hera, I'm not suggesting that you started it, that it's your responsibility. I completely agree what he was doing is unacceptable behaviour. I just want to make sure I'm clear in my head how it all played out. So you never spoke to him about it, is that correct?
I avoided him. I blanked him, I suppose.
Right.
Hey, I'm Brooke. My friends and I perform spooky stories on our podcast 13. 13 is a movie for your ears with immersive sound design and music from our composer. And we're not reading you the same old ghost stories from Reddit. With original stories from our in-house writers and submissions from up-and-coming authors, 13 will make you smile, break your heart, and have you wishing for a nightlight. Atmospheric, slow burn, always spooky, and sometimes sexy. Our friends are some of the best voice actors and writers in our little corner of the podcast industry. So if you want to find out why those figures in black keep meeting by the water just before dawn, why you should never sleep in a room with an empty chair, or why you hear faint music echoing from the abandoned mall, join us by following 13 wherever you're listening right now. That's 13, the word, not the number, all spelled out. Bridget Howard keeps asking for my teeth. Wherever you get your podcasts.
Did you do anything else about it?
I told Maria. Thought that might help.
And did she? I mean, did she help?
She told Drew. Sorry, told Dr. Fairfield.
And that didn't help, did it?
We fathered us. Sorry. Okay, I shouldn't speak bad about, Okay, but he made it so much worse. I thought he was being so clever. I wouldn't mind if he was just a friend getting it a bit wrong, but no, suddenly he was Mr. Super Analyst who understands everyone's motivation and can explain everything. I mean, like, for fuck's sake.
So you wouldn't think of him as a friend, then?
Oh, fuck not.
Can you explain to me what you think it was that he did, Hera?
Thought he should talk to me. Result? Fortin knows all about it.
Oh, so he told Mr. Fortin that he was going to talk to you, or was talking to you?
No, he let Greg overhear everything he said to me.
Well, and you think he did that on purpose?
No, I suppose not, but he let it happen. Yeah? Sloppy. It's no worse than sloppy. Like, helt idiotisk, om du spør meg. If he's saying he's a behavioral scientist, he needs to do things the correct way, for fuck's sake. What he did is just not good enough. Sloppy.
I'm picking up you don't think he's very good at his job. You thought this made things worse with Greg Fortin, is that correct?
Selective listening. Classic. Men like that. Okay, he overhears what he wants to overhear. It's ridiculous. Infantile. That's what it is. I don't think Drew had the slightest sense of how invasive Fortin was being. I mean, it's true, he'd done nothing reportable. No one thing that was reportable, but everything put together, you know, and Dr. Drew Fairfield, great people analysis, did not understand that even one little bit. I mean, why didn't he report it?
So you think it was his responsibility, do you, considering his job, that he should be the one that reports it?
Jag vet inte. I don't know anymore.
Well, did you end up reporting it, Hira?
Like I said, there wasn't one thing you could report. What, he made me a flower garland for my doorway? It's not exactly an assault, is it? No, so instead I binned the fucking thing and got drunk, and then Dr. Fairfield thought, aha, I can use this situation.
What, use it? How do you mean use it?
Yeah, that study that he was doing. The whole reason he was here. To watch us and then set off us like mice round his special little experiment.
Well, I'm aware that he was observing your behaviour there, all of you on the base.
And recording us. He was recording us secretly. Sån psykopatisk uppförsel. You know, and when things weren't quite hot enough, he'd go and get a can of gas and pour it all over and light the match. Just like that.
I take it you weren't happy about the secret recordings, is that correct?
Look, I don't know anything for sure. I do know that he was a lousy behavioral scientist. Yeah? Careless, interfering in his own experiment with his great fat finger on the scales, which makes everything you then write up, it makes it all crap, valueless, uprofessionellt shit. That isn't science.
Do you feel he shouldn't have been on the base, Hira? You just sound very angry, and I'm wondering if you've shared these thoughts with anyone there or any representatives of Keone?
As if I just want to get out of here and never come back.
Right. And you don't blame Maria Flores for what happened, for her telling Dr. Fairfield?
Girls with boys, boys with girls. I don't know, what do I know?
Mm-hmm. What did you make of their relationship, Hira? Maria and Drew?
I think she was more into him than, you know.
Oh, well, that can happen.
Maybe he was doing something with Sienna as well.
Could you tell me a bit more about that?
Okay, look, I'm not a gossip, but I'm pretty sure Maria thought that she was unhappy about it.
Could you tell me what you know about Sienna's relationships with everyone on the base there? I'm absolutely sure you're not a gossip, Hira. I simply need to know as much as I can, and then I can work out what's relevant and what's not. You understand?
Yeah. So that night Drew died, Sienna was with Matteo Lombardi. But that was the first time, or so we all think it was the first time. Before that, there was definitely, I mean, there seemed to be something bubbling between Sienna and Drew.
Mm-hmm. You say bubbling. Are you suggesting that maybe Drew and Sienna were in some kind of relationship?
Who knows? Who knows?
And do you think that's something that Drew would be capable of seeing two women on the same base? I mean, I know you don't think he was particularly competent.
But that guy, he was. No, I shouldn't. Sorry, he's dead. I shouldn't.
It's just that I'm picking up some vibes here. I'm getting the feeling you didn't really trust him. Would that be fair to say?
I didn't think you were supposed to tell me what to think.
I'm not telling you what to think, Hira. I'm just going over things out loud. Did you? Did you trust Dr. Fairfield?
Nope.
Are there any particular reasons why you can say that? I mean, is there anything you can point me to, refer me to, which...
Just my gut.
Right. So there's nothing concrete that you can reference about why you don't trust him?
Science says that you should trust your intuition, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Never taught that at school.
Surprising.
Hira, can we move on to Mark Rennick for a second?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about the way he was treated?
He's still being treated. He's been locked up like a criminal. It's fucking disgusting.
Well, so you don't agree with Mr. Gunnarson's decision, do you?
It wasn't a decision, it was panic. The man is incompetent.
I see you don't hold your colleagues in very high regard. I mean, the company would say it's for protection. They would say it's for Mark's protection and protection of you all there on the base.
Mark's ill. He needs help. Sitting on his own all day staring at the walls is not going to make him better, that's for sure.
Hira, do you know that Dr. Fairfield actually agreed with you there?
Yeah. 1,000 chimpanzees, 1,000 typewriters.
How are people treating Dr. Fairfield around the time of his death? Did you notice any particular animosity?
Well, he was on people's shit list, that's for sure.
And do you think that could have led to his death?
What you mean, someone disliked him enough to kill him?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I need to explore that idea.
I mean, there are some weirdos here. There's no arguing with that. Like weirdos and incompetence and failures. But I don't think any of them could kill someone.
Not even in anger?
Sure, people lose it, but not that much. Like it's like children. You know, there is like kindergarten here. That's why I stay away as much as possible.
So you don't think there's anyone there that would have a special reason to really lose their temper with Dr. Fairfield?
No. No, I don't.
Are you absolutely sure about that?
I'm sure. But if it was murder, then that wasn't someone losing their temper. They dragged him out across the ice and hid his body down a crevasse, hoping he'd never be found.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you here, did you know that the company jackets were fitted with these GPS trackers?
Of course. So not so very well hidden, yeah?
Right. Look, I think that's probably all I need to ask you at this stage. Thanks, Hira. You've been really helpful.
Really?
Yeah. Look, I just need to ask you one more thing. Would you let us have your phone, please, for a data download?
Oh. Okay.
You just give it to Luca Quetzi or Johan, and they'll have it done in an hour or two, and then you can get it back.
Luca?
Yeah. Is that going to be a problem?
Fucking suboptimal is what it is.
Oh, listen, he's really just acting as the technician in this instance for us. He wouldn't have any access to any of the data.
Might do him good to see all those fucked up messages from 14. See what a scumbag he is.
Hira, he really won't be able to see anything on your phone.
Well, you'll get to read them. See what the shit he is.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that that's been really difficult for you. Look, I'm going to end the recording now, and look, if there's anything else you want to say to me or ask me...
No.
Okay. Okay, well, thanks again, Hira. For the recording, the time is 00:53, the 26th of June, 2023.
Get all the files now.
Sign up at coldtapes.com and go ad-free.